Hey, I'm Bruce. I'm just making this video for my GoFundMe that I'm starting. It's just trying to get this car back up and running. So the transmission started acting up on this thing about 3-4 weeks ago, and it's causing me to miss a heck of a lot of work. Because I work both on the weekdays and on the weekends, and I work for the same company at 2 different locations, and I have not been able to work during the week this past 3-4 weeks. And I've been lucky to catch most of the days on the weekends to work. And I don't even make much money where I'm working as it is. But either way, I'm really falling on hard times right now. And there's going to be no way in the world I'm going to be able to afford to do this on my own, getting this thing fixed. So, I mean, besides missing work, I also had back problems. I'm about to have surgery here in a couple days on Thursday, and that's going to cause me to miss all work, this next couple weeks. And I know when I had my hip surgery last year, even when I did have a vehicle, this car up and running, it took me 2-3 months to completely catch up on my bills. And now I'm in a much worse position now than I was then. And I'm just living from paycheck to paycheck. I have I'm going to get into the car and I'm going to try to start it up. So the problems I'm having is it started making it was starting to jolt or shake when the gears were shifting up, like going from first gear to second gear. It would shift hard, and it did that for a few months. And I was quoted too much money to get that checked out. And then 3-4 weeks ago, finally the transmission started just straight up slipping. The first couple days it did it, I could drive it for 20 minutes, and then suddenly it would slip, and the car would not accelerate, and I would have to constantly, this happened, the first night it happened was when I was on my way home from work, and I literally had to pull over. Once it started slipping, I had to pull over like every 200-300 feet. I would barely make it that far down the road. Well, a little farther than that, maybe like 200-300 yards down the road. And then the car would not want to drive. I would literally have to pull over, shut the car off, wait a few minutes, turn it back on, and then I would go down the road for another maybe 10 seconds or so before it would slip. The engine would rev and everything, but the car just would not accelerate, and it would just start slowing down. And after a couple days of it doing that, it got to the point where it wouldn't even go around the block from my house. And I have already got quotes from mechanics that work on transmissions, and everybody pretty much across the board told me this thing would cost around $3,000 to have it rebuilt, and the lowest anybody said was between $2,700 and $2,900, or it would cost $3,900 to get a new unit, a new transmission, and have it swapped. And like I said, I'm living from paycheck to paycheck, and this is really messing things up for me because, the bills are high, and I'm gonna try to start this thing up. Like, literally, I have not driven this thing in 3-4 weeks. Now I'm gonna have to squeeze in here. I parked too close to this shelf. So, I don't know if this thing's gonna start. Well, it wasn't even doing that before. It wasn't having problems conking out right away before. I don't know, maybe that's just from it sitting. Oh, crap. But I'm not going to be driving this around. Obviously, I can't be driving around with electronic on my hand. Plus, like I said, this thing wasn't even getting around the block before it would start slipping. I tried going to the gas station when it first happened, and I got around the block, and then it started slipping, and I literally had to kept pulling over and starting the car back up over, and it wouldn't even get even 20 seconds down the road before it would do it again. It was just immediately doing it. It would go forward a little bit, and then it would immediately slip. But yeah, if anybody can help me, I'd really appreciate it. So, and thanks for taking the time to watch this.